We've been in service apartments since '06 under the brand Lamington, which has been a service apartment operator in West London. Got a pretty sort of nice business there with a reasonable portfolio. The product is a good quality, but ultimately the apartments are sort of limited in the scope of how much brand and how much experience we could offer. And so in 2014 we set about creating an apart hotel product, which would be much more design-led, much more experience-led, and appeal also to provide facilities which would also appeal to sort of short stay guests, so particularly around the hotel offer. So we have lounge lobby spaces with a coffee cocktail bar to try and build the atmosphere and the culture within the business. So we created this apart hotel in 2014, which we've rolled out a number of times. But when we were coming up with our brand strategy, we realised that our product, because it had more functionality than a typical service apartment, or had more design than a typical apart hotel, we didn't feel that we sit comfortably in an extended stay apart hotel service apartment category. So we set about actually creating our own category to try and differentiate ourselves, make sure that we had a product or a category which really spoke about what we did. So we came up with the term hometels, and that's a space which we want to lead and define over the next 10 years. So we've got a couple of sites open now, with about 5 or 6 in the pipeline, totaling about 750 keys. We're working very, very hard with landlords and investors right now to actually to continue that growth. We've got a product which sits at the very top of the hotel, of the apart hotel experience onto the TripAdvisor in the country, and we think we've got a template which we can really roll out. We think there's a whole market, there's a massive market for this kind of products across the country, so we're pushing very hard to do this. Well, there's definitely a coming together of huge amounts of residential, short stay, long stay, design, service-led accommodation, from the hotel to the apart hotel to the extended stay to the co-living, senior living, student. There's a big coming together of all those spaces where even for the residential products can have hotel-like services. It's an emerging space, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how it all evolves. I think there's space for people to really try and take a foothold and try and cement their position and make it, try and define where they exist. But the market's going to evolve quickly, and it's going to be, I think, really, really interesting.